Guy, can you begin with an update on the injured players and their potential to come back tomorrow?
I'd love to do so, but I don't have the update on everybody because got to wait till therapists get through them and treatment and how they feel. And my guess is some of them will be back, some of them won't. So I have to wait until tomorrow. Love to help you more, but got to help myself first, get to know it, and then we'll see after.
Would your preference be to go with 11 forwards and 7 defensemen again?
Preference, 100%. But we have to be able to do that, which means that we need enough defensemen to be able to do that.
Are you able to update us on Ben Harper and his situation?
That's one of those guys I got to find out about after this. See the same thing. Formanton, I would probably, if I had to bet, I think Formanton looked great and there was no issue, so he's got the green light. So if everything went well, practice, he should be in the lineup.
Starting goaltender tomorrow, Coach?
Andy.
Okay.
What else can I tell you? I'd love to help you here more, but
Colin White bumped up in the lineup on Saturday night. Will that trend continue based on the lineup that we saw this morning?
Well, you know, in Colin's case, I thought, you know, that was a good spot for him at the end of the year last year, and beginning of the year, I was hoping to fill that spot that way, but you know, as we saw, young guys, you can't just hurry them in those spots. It was the first time I put him there, it was a little tough, and then he got better, and then he got confidence, and he's been growing. His last 2 games were really good. I thought the last game we played against Canadians, it was probably his best game. So you can see him growing, and you know, that's all. Keep him at that spot. I thought that line played great together, and what it does is also gives me the possibility to form another line with Bobby on it, and Formie and Bobby look really good together before Formanton got hurt. You know, Foreman skates and Bobby can find him. So I think it's a great mix. Tierney was with them, but now I think Tierney's had something pretty good there with Stoney, so I'm going to keep that. So I'll try to see how I shuffle things to try those combinations together. But one thing's for sure is just we have to prepare something against the Bergeron line. I mean, that's probably the best line in hockey right now. They're dominant, and they can win a game on their own, so we definitely have to do better tomorrow than we did the last time we played them. You know, we're at home, so hopefully we're able to get some matchups to help us do that.
Following up on that, what didn't you do last time that they were so dumb?
We gave them space on the rush, outnumbered situations, and you know, when you play that line, you got to have numbers. You got to have numbers back. Like, you can't. You know, you'd love to play the game freely, but you can't. I mean, it's not very smart to get on the ice and try to outplay those guys. That's just not right. Nobody does. So you really have to have a different mindset that when you're on the ice, you just make sure that you got the numbers, not to give them the freebies on the rush, the space on the rush, the time they need, and stay out of the penalty box and make sure that you're tight in your D zone, because you know, they're outstanding. It's plain and simple. That line's just unbelievable. So they click, they go hard, they got everything. So it's as dominant as a line as you can get in hockey.
You probably hear this too much, but you've surprised some people. But have you been surprised yourself with the consistency?
I don't want to be surprised. For me, I like the growth. I like our growth. At the beginning, one of the first things I said, if you remember, what am I looking for? I'm looking for fast growth. That's what we ask everybody, to grow fast in every aspect of the game. And you know, we've been scoring goals. We're very activated with their defensemen, and we're doing a good job, I think, with the forwards being able to, you know, hold on at the puck when it's time, put the puck on net when it's time, and you know, they're really on the same page. But I think the biggest growth was since the Philly game for me. I think it was an eye opener that, hey, we can't go back and forth trying to play run and gun against a run and gun team. I think we want to be fast. We want to be quick transition. That's our identity. But you know, you got to be smart with your third man, and when he's on top, when he's behind, when you're pinching your Ds, and you got to be aware, especially who you're playing against. And I thought since that game, we had gotten enough slaps in the face against the other team's best players that, okay, it's clear that's our biggest improvement that we have to have. Since then, we've been really good against the other team's best players. And if we, you know, had a little breakdown, we were correcting it right away and getting back in the structure we need to have when we don't have the puck. So I thought our transition from offense to defense matched the transition we have from the defensive part to attacking. So I think that's our big achievement in the later games here.
After the first couple of games of the season, you said you couldn't put all the burden of being a shutdown pair on one pair of defensemen this year. Has this evolved a little bit, or
it's evolved a little bit in the sense that some guys are showing us that they're growing defensively, so we're able to put them there. But I can't say right now that we've got two guys. They're going to be always those two guys on defense, and with the forwards, we know Payarvi, Pyatt, and Smith, they're able to take a big part of that load. So whenever we can. That's something that we did in the last games, and it helped. But you know, like I said at the beginning of the year, I like to. I can't always, but I like to have one young guy groomed by two older guys. It helps that young guy. It also helps, you know, the other two older guys to have a role in our growth. But also when you're two, you've got a solid tandem that you can rely on to help somebody. So when I can do that, that's great. It's try not to have two young guys together. Then it becomes them grooming themselves, and I strongly believe that that's not something you want unless you have these high-end superstar guys coming in, and all of a sudden together but I've yet to see that. So I think right now, because we're trying to get a young guy on every line kind of thing, it's hard to ask those young guys to be matched up against high-end NHLers that are just taking a play over. So that's where we're trying to give it to different guys.
Coach, after practice today, your team stayed out to skate with the Condors. What was that like to be able to share the ice with them?
I love those things. I really do. I think it's a moment to spend time with people that have been less privileged than us in whatever form. And at the same time, I think it's not just a give back moment, but I think it's a moment to connect. And I think that's what life is about. It's about connecting with people. And it's a chance for us to see those people as people, not just somebody that's out there that's looking at us, but right now they're with us and they're on the ice and they're smiling, and you can get into not just push pucks with them, but getting conversations with them about where they live and what their names are and their families. And anyways, that's what I enjoy doing on the ice. And every time that we get a chance to do that, I think it's good for everybody. It's good for them. It's good for families. It's good for us. But it's a great moment to connect. And I love these moments.